America's favorite commentator. Yeah! What's up, people? What's happening? If you missed my last video, you definitely want to go check it out. Watch me beat the shit out of the Gamer 2323 in Street Fighter 5. Go check it out. He was a good sport, but he definitely got his ass whipped. So that link will be down in the description. So make sure y'all go check that out. But today we're going to talk about Chris Rock and his performance at the Oscars last night as the host. Now, if you didn't know, headlines are reading everywhere that either he did a good job or there's a lot of controversy surrounding his performance. Some of the jokes that were said, people did not like, and they are very upset over exactly what was said. So we're going to talk about that, man, and I'm going to give y'all my thoughts and my opinions on the situation. Before I continue, first thing you want to understand is that I am not a racist in no way, shape, form, or fashion at all. I love all people. I'm saying I'm cool with all races. It doesn't matter what race you are. Like I said, there's not a racist bone in my motherfucking body. But we are going to say some things that might not sit right with some people. Hold on, excuse me. That might not sit right with some people. Some people might get offended or something like that. So if you're pretty weak minded and things like that, you might want to leave the video right now. Most of y'all that been with me, y'all already know how I do. I say what I feel and I mean what I say. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to try to sugarcoat this shit. Not going to try to tie it up with a nice little bow to make you feel good. I'm not going to put no sprinkles on this shit. Ain't no cookie cutter shit coming out of me. So we're going to talk about some of the issues that people were having with some of the things Chris Rock said. All right, now, so when the Oscars started off, Chris Rock had about like a 10-minute monologue or whatever like that. Pretty much where it's just his time to entertain the crowd, you know what I'm saying? So usually a person is just going to go into a whole bunch of jokes or whatever like that, especially if you are a comedian. And you know what I'm saying? And Chris Rock is a comedian. In fact, Chris Rock is one of my favorite comedians. You know what I'm saying? If I had to have a top 5, he would definitely be in my top 5. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a big fan of Chris Rock, and he's always been pretty much raw and uncut, you know what I'm saying? But last night's performance, I was a little bit disappointed. Now, we all know the controversy that was surrounding the Oscars. We already know the hashtag that was started, you know, Oscars so white. And a lot of people, mainly African Americans, you know, black people, were upset that there was pretty much no black nominations. You know what I'm saying? All the nominees were white. So, you know, the fact that we did have some good performances by black people this year, nobody got nominated. So, you know, people were very upset by this notion. Now, so a lot of people decided that they were going to boycott the Oscars. They wasn't going to show up and things like that. Chris Rock is a black guy who happened to be the host this year. And, of course, people wanted him to boycott, or some people didn't want him to show up. But I thought Chris Rock was definitely the best man for the job, because I didn't think that Chris Rock would disappoint me under what was going on with the Oscars. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was the best possible person that they can get, because Chris Rock is good at tackling these type of situations. So I thought it was great. Like, if it would have been Kevin Hart, I'd have been like, oh, hell no. I can't have nobody like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart would have not been the man for the job, because Kevin Hart is just, he's too soft, man. Kevin Hart is too soft as a comic to tackle what he had to tackle last night. So I'm glad it wasn't somebody like Kevin Hart. And the reason why I bring up Kevin Hart is because he's the hot black comic in Hollywood right now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm damn sure glad that it wasn't fucking Kevin Hart, because he would have been up there fucking kissing a white man ass. All right, so I was a little bit disappointed with Chris Rock. Now, there's a lot of people upset with Chris Rock about one particular joke that he made. And it was the joke that had to deal with the lynching and the raping that he brought up. Now, I got the joke right away. You understand what I'm saying? I got the joke right away, and I understand the point he was trying to make. So basically, he was saying things like, you know, why this year? Why is this the year that people decide to boycott the Oscars? Because, you know, this is the 88th Oscar, and this shit probably happened at least 71 other times, you know, which is true, right? And he was like, I'm going to tell you why. Because during times like the 60s, people wasn't worrying about the Oscars. You know what I'm saying? They was worrying about their grandmother being lynched and raped. You know what I'm saying? That's why. So a lot of people are mad. People feel like, hey, that was not something that you should joke about. But it wasn't Chris Rock trying to make a joke. It was Chris Rock trying to make a point. Basically, what he was saying was, listen, the reason why nobody wasn't complaining about shit like this in the 60s when no black people were nominated is because black people wasn't worrying about this type shit. We had more important things to worry about. That's basically the point that he was trying to make. It wasn't a joke about lynching and people being raped. It was just a point being that, listen, we got other important shit in the world that we should be worrying about and not worrying about, you know, who was the best cinematographer for that year or who was nominated for best cinematographer. We got other things to worry about. So I got the joke. I got that point right away. But that is like the biggest thing that people are hollering about today. I was watching the Breakfast Club, and they were having people call in to give their thoughts on, you know, Chris Rock's performance as a host, and that's the one thing that everybody kept bringing up. And I'm like, how did y'all not get that point? I mean, I thought it was pretty cut and dry on what he was trying to say. You know what I mean? It was a simple point. Listen, we had better things to worry about than the Oscars. That's pretty much the point he was trying to make. It's very simple, but you would be amazed at how many people that didn't get that. Now, I did feel like Chris Rock was definitely cooning a little bit. I felt like he was trying to panhandle to the white folks because most of the audience was predominantly white people. And I felt like he was attacking black people in a way that he shouldn't have been at this time. You feel what I'm saying? And especially not to a room full of white people, right? So one of the jokes I did not like, and I felt like he was trying to, you know, impress the white folks or make them laugh or whatever like that, was the joke that he said about people wanting him to boycott or quit the job. So he was saying, how come it's always the people that don't have a job that want you to quit your job? So basically, you know, the underlining of that is, well, the only people that wanted you not to do the Oscars was black people. So it seemed like with that joke right there, he was kind of feeding into the stereotypes that white people already have about black people, and black people don't work or black people don't have no job. You feel what I'm saying? So it was like, why are you saying that the people that wanted you not to do the Oscars or quit your job was people that don't have a job? And that's not true at all. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that wanted Chris Rock to boycott or not attend the Oscars are people that got a job and things like that. So I felt like that joke right there was actually him feeding these white folks a stereotype that we're trying to get away from, that they already think about black people to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really like that joke. That joke was like, yeah, this is not the time for that joke. You know what I'm saying? You know, most of the people in this room already think black people don't want to work. They're bums, they're lazy, and shit like that. And here you are reiterating that fucking notion to these white folks. So I didn't like that joke right there. I felt like that joke was some bullshit. Another thing I didn't like that Chris Rock did is I didn't like the Suge Knight thing. Here's another stereotype that he was feeding to this room full of white people that already think, you know, black people are nothing but jailbirds anyway. So he brought out, a Suge Knight impersonator. Actually, it's the guy that plays Suge Knight in Straight Outta Compton. And basically, he brought him out in some jail clothes, and, you know, he had a straight jacket on, and he was like, strapped to a stretcher, and it was 2 cops on either side of him. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like here's another fucking stereotype that he's feeding to this room full of white folks that, most black men are in jail. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just how I took it. Now, this is all my opinion. It's not a fact. You may feel different. That's fine. I'm not arguing anybody else's opinion, but this is just my observation of the situation. I felt like he was, feeding another stereotype to this room full of white folks that we are trying to get away from. We're trying to get out of the shadow of that stereotype that all black men don't do anything but go to jail or is in jail. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like, he was feeding more into that stereotype. So I thought the whole Suge Knight thing didn't really make sense. I didn't really understand why he even did that joke to begin with. Like, what did they have to do with the Oscars? You know what I'm saying? Maybe I missed the underlying joke of it, but I thought it wasn't necessary for this year. You know what I'm saying? Also, the whole Stacey Dash thing, we all know about Stacey Dash. She had some things to say about, BET and Black History Month earlier this year. She said things like they shouldn't exist. We should get rid of them. And, that did not sit well with black people, of course. And he had Stacey Dash come out. Basically, he said she's the new president or something like that of Outreach Diversity Program or whatever like that. And she came out and she looked like a person that's trying to be white, like we all assume. And I mean, it didn't even look like Stacey Dash. It's like, this is not the Stacey Dash that I remember. You know what I'm saying? She just looked like a different person. But, when she came out, nobody clapped for her. You know what I'm saying? There was no cheers or applause when she came out. I didn't think white people would do that. You know what I'm saying? Because they all know the controversy that circles Stacey Dash right now. So it would have been very inappropriate to do that. But she came out and basically just said something like, Happy Black History Month or some shit like that, And I also thought that was another way to just make fun of the way black people feel about these situations that's going on in the world right now. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was unnecessary. I mean, she just looked at like a fucking retard. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think that that was needed. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, it's whatever. It's not a big deal. Another thing I didn't like that Chris Rock did is the way that I felt like the whole night he was like really taking jabs at black people, but when it came to like the white people, he was like taking it easy. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to do too much where he would be blackballed and out of a fucking job. You feel what I'm saying? But it seemed like when it came to the white folks, he was real light on the jokes, but when it came to the black folks, he seemed to be crossing that line just a little bit. I also did not like the jokes that he made about Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. I didn't like that at all. You know what I'm saying? Because he basically was on the tip like, Jada, isn't she in TV? And, TV doesn't have anything to do with the Oscars. So it was more like, why are you worrying about this shit? You're in TV. You know what I mean? You wasn't invited anyway. You feel what I'm saying? And I didn't really like that. I felt like he was trying to play Jada in front of a room full of white people. You understand what I'm saying? And the thing about Jada, and this is what I've been trying to tell y'all, it's all about loyalty, man. When you fucking... And Jada is the wife of Will Smith, who was somebody that they felt was snubbed. You know what I'm saying? Basically, what Jada is doing is sticking by her man. That's what she's supposed to do. Whether she agree with it or not, if her man wants to make a stand or whatever like that, or she feel like her man was snubbed and she want to make a stand, that's fine. I don't have a problem with what Jada did at all, because you're supposed to stick by your people, period. You know what I'm saying? This is where loyalty comes in at, man. You know what I'm saying? Whether you got friends, family, a significant other, whether it be a man with a woman or a woman with a man, you stick by your people, period. If you got a problem, you address it in private. Other than that, you stick by your people. And I felt like Chris Rock was trying to play Jada and Will in front of all these white people, man. You know, they all laugh and they was in fucking stitches anytime Chris Rock had to say something about black folks. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he made a joke about Will Smith getting $20 million for Wild Wild West and things like that. And I felt like that was bullshit. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, this is just not the time to be making these types of jokes. You know what I'm saying? So another thing I didn't like that Chris Rock did, shit, it seems like it's a lie. He had some funny moments, but I didn't like how when he addressed Hollywood being racist, he tried to like sugarcoat it. He tried to like put it, he tried to like tie it up in a nice little bow and deliver the message that he was trying to deliver. Instead of being straightforward by it, he tried to like clean it up and say it in a very nice way that I didn't really like, right? So he was like, is Hollywood racist? He was like, you damn right Hollywood is racist, but they're not racist in the way that you have become accustomed to. They're more like sorority racists. Basically, they would say some shit like, yeah, Rhonda, you're pretty good, but you're not Kappa. And this is how he delivered the joke, to say that, yes, Hollywood is racist. And I think that was a cleaned up version of saying it. Like I said, it seemed like Chris Rock was trying to make sure that he did not piss off these white folks. Because if you piss off these white folks, you're going to be out of a motherfucking job. So instead of him just saying, you know, like, yeah, Rhonda, you're good, but you're not white. You know what I mean? He wanted to clean it up and try to mix it up with some sorority shit. And it's like, nah, be straightforward and raw. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the way you're supposed to be. This is what we all expect from somebody like Chris Rock. Don't try to clean up that joke, talk about some sorority racism and, yeah, Rhonda, you're good, but you're not Kappa. Nah, fuck that. Yeah, Rhonda, you're good, but you're not white. Because that's what he really meant. But like I said, he wasn't trying to piss off these white people, man, because we all know you piss off these white people, you're done. You know what I'm saying? Your run in Tinseltown is over. You know what I mean? It's done. So I didn't really like that. I felt like he was taking jabs at black folks all night and taking it easy on white folks. You know what I'm saying? I felt like he was one of them people that wanted to, you know, say what he had to say, but then try to clean it up at the end. So after he done said what he said about black folks, he tried to clean it up at the end, talking about some Black Lives Matter when the fucking credits is rolling and the music is playing. Nah, you should have been said that. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to throw it out there at the end. Then he made a joke about inviting all the people to BET Awards. Like, come on, man. You know these motherfuckers, this room of people don't give a fuck about the BET Awards. They don't give a damn. Shit, most black people don't give a goddamn about the BET Awards. You know what I mean? I mean, they'll show up to the Oscars, but when the BET Awards come around and they actually win, you got somebody up on stage talking about, oh, yeah, such and such couldn't be with us tonight. Like, nah, get the fuck out of here. They could have been here. If this was the Oscars, they would have made it here. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, overall, Chris Rock kind of disappointed me. He's still one of my favorite comedians, though, but I feel like he was really cooning last night, man. I mean, that's just how I feel, and that's just my opinion, man. I feel like he was doing the most to make sure that he don't cross the line with the white folks. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like all the jokes towards black people were pretty harsh in a way, because a lot of people are speaking out about it, but all the jokes towards the white people were kind of laid back and, you know, in a nonchalant type of way. And I feel like that was just that was whack to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem with black people in general. You know what I'm saying? We're always quick to come at our own. We would come at our own in the harshest way possible. But then when it comes to these white folks, boy, we calm down real quick. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's bullshit at times. I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I do get it. But goddamn, sometimes you got to stand for something. So like I said, at the end of the day, I get it, right? Because if you want to make it anywhere in this world, you got to be accepted by white people. This is why, you know, people ask questions like, oh, why is the black man always looking for validation from the white man? Well, you kind of need the white man to fucking be successful in this goddamn world. You know what I'm saying? It's facts. It is what it is. Some people don't want to hear this shit, but that's the problem. You keep running away from this shit, and it is what it is. It's that, like, look at YouTube. Look at YouTube. YouTube is a prime example. If you want to make it somewhere on YouTube, you gotta be accepted by the white folks. Period. If you ain't got them white folks on your side, you ain't doing nothing. Because overall, black people do not support their own. It's something that's been a bad habit of black people. It's sad, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Just like when you a rapper or whatever and you selling records. You know what I'm saying? When Jay-Z sold 5 million records, who you think majority of the buyers were? Majority of the buyers were white people. You got to get the white people on your side if you want to be successful. Because black people don't really support their own. It is what it is. It's something that we need to work on as a race, but I don't see that shit changing no time soon. So just like anywhere in the world, you got the white people on your side, most likely you're going to have success. And this is why, in most cases, black people are always looking for validation from white people. White people equals success. You got the white people on your side, success. YouTube, you get these white people on your side, success. Other than that, it ain't happening. It's not fucking happening. White people run most of the world. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you need them on your side. You need to please them. And that way you will probably be more successful. It is what it is, man. That's just the facts. And that's what it is. You got to accept it. That's the world we live in. That's the world we live in. White people run the world. And in order to be successful, you got to get these white people on your side. You know what I'm saying? This is something that I refuse to do. I refuse to panhandle and all of that shit to the white folks just to get more successful on YouTube. Anytime I think that that's something I want to do, the next minute I'm like, fuck no. I'm just not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Just like I told y'all about how, you know, receiving free shit. Like I told y'all, it's great to receive free things, right? Who wouldn't want something free if you're not rich? You know what I'm saying? But I refuse to, like, change who I am to get these things. I just can't do that shit. I love being me. I love being able to get on YouTube, say and do what I want, and not have to worry about any type of repercussions from anybody or anything like that. I love it. It's great. I wouldn't have it no other way, man. I wouldn't have it no other way. I'm comfortable with being me. You know what I'm saying? All the perks and shit that comes with panhandling to these white folks are great, but some people are just not going to sell out, and some people are just not going to change who they are to get it. It's like, fuck it. If I got to do all this crazy shit to fucking make it somewhere, then fuck it. I'll just buy it my damn self. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with Hollywood and black men dress. I think Dave Chappelle brought this up. He like, damn, why does every successful black actor always end up in a fucking dress? You know what I'm saying? Because he was talking about the time where they tried to make him wear a dress in one of Martin movies, and he just wouldn't do it. It was like, no, I'm not fucking doing it. You know what I'm saying? And he stuck by that. He didn't care if they would have told him, all right, well, we're going to have to let you go. He didn't care. Same reason why he walked away from $50 million. Because these people wanted him to be something that he's not. And he walked away from it. Like, you know what? Fuck it. If I can't do me, if I'm not going to have no creative control, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he walked away. See, he done went cuckoo. Somebody done slipped something in his drink. Something's wrong with this guy. How do you just walk away from $50 million? Well, hey, some people just would rather be... And motherfuckers try to make it seem like he was crazy. Oh, he's crazy. Them than sell out for any amount of dollars. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I respect Dave Chappelle, even though he might not be one of my top 5 favorite comedians, but off of that right there, I fucks with that, because that's the type of shit that I be on. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit that I would probably do if I was in a situation where I already had money and I could walk away from 50 million. I probably would have did the same shit. Like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm out of here. If I can't have my own creative control, I'm done. So you got to respect Dave for that, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's funny because people don't think this shit real, man. Like, you look at, I remember I seen an interview with Kevin Hart, and the interviewer asked Kevin Hart, he was like, what's one of the things you won't do when it comes to acting? Like, what's one of the lines that you wouldn't cross? And Kevin Hart was like, oh, I'll never wear a dress. Like, and it was like, Yeah, I ain't never wearing no dress. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Hart was like, I'm a brand and I got to protect my brand. They could never put me in a dress. And then a couple years later, he's in a fucking dress on Saturday Night Live. He's wearing a full woman. He was portraying a little girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, he sold out. He sold straight out, man. Them people probably was like, listen, man, you gonna put this fucking dress on or you're done in Hollywood. And Kevin Hart was like, you know what? Give me the dress. Give me the dress. And fuck it, I'm gonna do this shit. Just give me the fucking dress. Like, he sold out. Like, I know that interview is on YouTube. You can see it. He said wearing a dress is a line that he will not cross. He has a brand. He has to protect his brand, and he will not put on a motherfucking dress. Couple years later, he's wearing a dress. Why? Because they threatened his ass. They told him, you're going to wear this dress or you're going to be done in Hollywood. Your career going to be over. Wear this dress or it's a wrap. Just go ahead and find a new profession. So his ass put that dress on. You know what I'm saying? He put that motherfucking dress on. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But other than that, you know, that's pretty much all I had to say about Chris Rock and the Oscars. I was disappointed. You know, some people wanted Chris Rock to, like, really come at white folks, like, on some ghetto street shit. Like, they wanted him to get up there and be like, man, fuck all you white folks. I mean, some people, this is what they wanted. Of course, that's going too far. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no, you know, that's uncalled for. But I think he could have did a little bit more, man. I was a little disappointed, man. I thought he was going to really, really, like, bring the heat. You know what I'm saying? And even when you thought that he was making these white folks feel a little bit uncomfortable, he came with a fucking, you know, a joke towards black people that, you know, made them comfortable again. You know what I'm saying? I felt like he really walked that line last night, but it was more on the white side to keep these people happy because they are the ones that's employing him. You know what I mean? White folks is the ones that get him a fucking job. Other than that, he'd be out one. So, I mean, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, what the fuck do you do? You know? But that's my thoughts on Chris Rock. So, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, what's up? I'm gonna look at some of these comments. What are y'all thoughts on this whole Chris Rock thing? I'm going to look at these comments. Let me know what y'all think about this whole Chris Rock thing and shit like that. I guess I'll answer some questions. I mean, I guess y'all can ask me some questions or whatever like that. You know, as far as this whole thing go, it is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. I've already realized this a long time ago, so it's like it's really not even shocking to me anymore and things like that. It's just like, you know, hey, man, this is life. This is how it is. You feel me? So, really don't bother me, but people were asking me what I thought about the whole situation, so I thought it was, you know, I thought I'd talk about it. But, somebody said Kevin Hart is a coon. You know, let me talk about Kevin Hart a little bit, man, because Kevin Hart used to be, like, one of my favorite up-and-coming comedians. You know what I'm saying? I first discovered Kevin Hart, I believe it was on Paper Soldiers. It was a movie Kevin Hart did with Rockefeller called Paper Soldiers. I don't know if any of y'all seen it. I believe it's on Netflix. And I thought Kevin Hart was fucking hilarious. I was like, yo, this guy is funny. You know what I mean? And also he was from Philly. But nonetheless, I still thought he was a funny dude. And I liked Kevin Hart for a long time, like seriously funny. I'm a grown little man, laugh at my pain. I thought all of those stand-ups were fantastic. But he started losing me around the time that Laugh at My Pain came out. No, not Laugh at My Pain, excuse me, that was funny. Let Me Explain. When that came out, around that time I started not to like Kevin Hart because I started seeing that something was changing with Kevin Hart. I started to feel like he was just like making sure that he didn't, because his comedy is not edgy at all, right? Kevin Hart doesn't talk about anything political. He doesn't talk about any current events or anything. To me, it's like he just plays it safe. Like, I'll talk about friends and family, and that's it. And during Let Me Explain, which I thought was complete garbage, I was like, yo, this shit is getting old, dog. Like, you need to switch up your stand-up routine. Like, you need to start talking about a lot of the things that's going on in the world and all that shit. Like, you can say it in a joking manner, but it still holds some truth. But he still says that, you know, that's just something he won't do. And I feel like Kevin Hart is one of those comedians that right now he on that high, and he's like, he ain't trying to do anything that's going to piss off the white man. Like, he making sure he keep that white man happy. He gonna continue to be a loud ass comedian in his movies, and as long as he keep getting hired, he's fine. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he plays the same character in every movie. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Hart plays the fucking same character. He plays himself, basically. He has no acting skills whatsoever. It's like play him, like playing yourself in a movie. That's not hard. You know what I mean? What's hard about that? You're not bringing a character to life. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something funny about Kevin Hart, man. You know what I'm saying? Also, when he said he wouldn't wear a dress, but then he started to wear a dress, it's like, yeah, what's going on? You really selling out here. You know what I'm saying? In a way. I'm not saying that you can't do what you got to do to be successful and all that, but that doesn't change the fact that, you know, once you said you're not going to wear a dress and then all of a sudden you wear a dress, it's like, that's crazy. Because when he said he wasn't going to wear a dress, it was like, that was a serious thing. Like, it wasn't in no joking manner. Like, he was on the tip like, yo, don't play with me like that. Like, I ain't wearing no dress type of thing. That's something I'll never do. I'm protecting my brand. And then he ended up wearing a dress. So, I don't know. Kevin Hart, it's just, he too scary to me. He like a scary comedian. I like comedians that's raw and uncut. I like comedians that say shit that's going to have you like, wow, he really said that? Like, I like comedians that touch on real life subjects and things like that. Like Corey Holcomb is one of my favorite comedians. And you can tell when he tells jokes at his comedy shows, people be uncomfortable. See what I'm saying? I like comedians like that that's not scared to express themselves, man. Kevin Hart, he just too scary for me now. It's like he just want to make sure he keep Master happy. That's how I feel with Kevin Hart. Like, it's like, come on, man. You just scary ass. Say some shit. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you know what I mean? You know, he's still alright. But I just don't fuck with Kevin Hart like I used to. Yo, 8, what movie did he wear a dress in? It wasn't a movie. It was Saturday Night Live. He did a skit on Saturday Night Live where he was like, what was he? He was portraying a little girl, and he was like the new, man, I forgot what the fuck he was. I forgot what the whole skit was surrounded by, but it was like he was playing like a little girl. He had like a purple dress on, and he had a weave clip in his head. Like, he went all out. He went all out on that shit. I was like, what the fuck? Yes, Eddie Griffin is like one of my top 5 comedians, man. Eddie Griffin I love watching his stand-up, because not only is his stand-up educational, but it's also funny than a motherfucker. I definitely fucks with Eddie Griffin. He's one of my favorite. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with him. So, yeah. Yeah, Kevin Hart, he was like the Pope. Yeah, he was like the new announced Pope or some shit like that, but he was portraying a little girl and shit. He had like a clip-on weave in his head. He had a purple dress on. He went all the way out. It's like, yo, what the fuck? That shit was crazy. Yeah, Corey Holcomb. Yeah, I seen him on the Breakfast Club. Corey Holcomb, funny as hell. Corey Holcomb, funny as hell. But, yeah, Patrice O'Neal, Paul Mooney. Like, stand-up comedy, like, watching stand-up comedy is, like, one of my favorite types of entertainment, man. I love stand-up comedy, dog. Like, stand-up, I just love watching stand-up comedy, man. I love it. I love comedy. That shit is too funny, man. I just love laughing and hearing what some of these people got to say, man. I've always been a big fan of stand-up comedy, and I think that it's just one of my favorite pastimes, man. Stand-up comedy all day. But if I had to have a top 5, my top 5 would be, in no particular order, my top 5 would be, let me see, Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Griffin, Chris Rock, and number 5, well, the 5th person, it could be a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It could be a lot of people, but like my top people was like Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Griffin, of course, Richard Pryor, Red Fox. I love some people y'all might never heard of, but I like Tony Roberts. That's one of my funniest people. I like Lavelle Crawford. He funny as hell. Red Grant, Cat Williams. You know what I'm saying? Cat Williams might be in my top 5. You know what? Cat Williams, like, that's one of my favorite comedians too, man. Cat Williams might be in my top 5. Paul Mooney is the godfather of comedy. You know what I'm saying? Paul Mooney funny as shit. Paul Mooney is funny as hell. I fucks with Paul Mooney. But yeah, Bernie Mac, of course, Bernie Mac. I like D.L. Hughley. You know what I'm saying? I like Bruce. I like Arnez J. Like I like Lil Duval. I like Mike Epps. I like Mike Epps more in movies. And I like Dave Chappelle more in movies and shit too. Like, see, it's kind of different. Like, some comedians, I'm not really a big fan of their stand-up, but I like them in movies. And Dave Chappelle and Mike Epps is one of them people who, you know, their stand-up is okay, but I like them better in movies. Like Mike Epps and All About the Benjamins, fucking hilarious. Hilarious. I love that fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not big on Mike Epps or Dave Chappelle stand-up. I like them more as actors than stand-up comedians. But I'll watch it. You know what I'm saying? I'll definitely watch it. But that's kind of how I like it. Steve Harvey, his stand-up, he alright. Steve Harvey, alright. He ain't really all that to me. He okay. He's not terrible. He's not terrible, but he's alright. I like T.K. Kirkland too. T to the motherfucking K. That nigga funny as shit. Cedric is alright. You know, them dudes alright. But like, they stand up, it's not the best to me. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said Joe Rogan is terrible. I like Bill Burr too. I like Bill Burr. He funny as shit. I fucks with Bill Burr. He's funny. Definitely. If you don't know who Bill Burr is, you need to look him up. That motherfucker hilarious, dog. I used to like Chris Tucker, man. I seen his latest comedy. That shit was boring. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling that shit at all. Yeah, Lavelle Crawford, he's hilarious. D. Ray Davis is cool. See, another thing people another thing people might not know is watching stand-up comedy on TV and actually being at a live show, there's a difference. Because I went to go see Cat Williams live when he came to Philly back in 2008. I went and seen Cat Williams live down Broad and Cecil B. And that shit was hilarious. It was like 10 times funnier in person than it is watching it on TV. Like, it's watching a comedy show live. If you a grown up and you got the chance to go to a comedy show, go. I'm telling you, that shit is fucking amazing. Watching a comedy show live is different from watching it on TV. But, so what y'all, all right, so let me ask y'all, what do y'all think about Chris Rock and his performance at the Oscars last night? Let me know down in the comments section what y'all think about Chris Rock. Yeah, Chris Tucker is definitely funnier in movies. No, his stand-up was funny back in the day. Like, when he was on, like, Def Comedy Jam and shit like that, he was fucking hilarious. I don't know what happened now. Bill Bellamy, he alright. Bill Bellamy, alright. Like I said, he might be way funnier live, but I'm just saying, watching him on TV, he alright. Yeah, Corey Holcomb will have you in tears. Corey Holcomb definitely funny as shit. And Robin Harris, we already know Robin Harris was a beast. Robin Harris was a beast. But what did y'all think about Chris Rock last night? Let me hear y'all thoughts on Chris Rock and his performance at the Oscars. How do you think he did? Did he go too far? Was he right on point? Let me know. Chris Rock felt like he was holding something back. Definitely. We already know Chris Rock could have took it there. You know what I'm saying? We all know Chris Rock could have took it there, man. He definitely was holding back. Like I said, I felt like Chris Rock didn't want to piss off the white people. Because if you piss them off, then he's going to be out of a job. And I think that that's just something that he didn't want to happen. I mean, of course, you know, you don't want to get blackballed from your profession, especially when you make millions doing it. So did y'all think him bringing out Stacey Dash, do you think Chris Rock was a sellout, or do you think he brought out Stacey Dash to actually clown Stacey Dash rather than being a sellout? What you think about that? He was trying to play both sides at the same time. He made fun of Stacey Dash without even informing her. Okay, yeah. So I kind of felt like he was making fun of Stacey Dash, but being though that he was playing both sides of the fence, I didn't really know how to take that one. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he definitely, that shit crazy. Yeah, so y'all think he brought him out to clown him. Yeah. I'm not really a big fan of the Wayans brothers, man. I think they the most overrated comedians alive. Like, the Wayans brothers are so overrated to me, man. I really don't find them too funny. I feel like, especially people like Shawn Wayans is just, come on. That dude is not fucking funny at all. Marlon, I feel like he tries too hard. He try to be funny too much, and it don't be working out for him. Do I feel like Jada would be boycotting the Oscars if Will got nominated? No, because if Will got nominated, then that means a black person would have got nominated. They were boycotting the Oscars. Well, the main reason for boycotting the Oscars was because no black people got nominated. So if Will would have got nominated, then yeah, you know, black person would have got nominated. But probably not. I mean, she was doing it because that's her husband. She's supposed to do that. That's her husband. She's supposed to ride with her husband. I'm big on loyalty. Ride with your fucking husband. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem with what she did. Yeah, Martin Lawrence is one of my top 3 comedians of all time. So, he funny as hell. Yo, Marlon Wayans, like, the Haunted House series is terrible. Haunted House 1 and 2 is a joke. Like, it's terrible. And even though that shit makes a profit because the movie only costs like $2 million to make and then he brings in like 40 million, that's a success. But it's like, them movies are garbage. Okay, now Damon Wayans and My Wife and Kids, he was cool. I mean, Damon Wayans is probably the funniest Wayans brother. I'll give Damon Wayans that. I'll give it to Damon Wayans. He pretty funny. Yo, 50 Shades of Black, even the trailer looked garbage. How do your trailer make your movie look garbage? 50 Shades of Black looked terrible. That movie bombed at the box office. And he was mad as shit about that. That movie bombed at the box office, and he was on Twitter mad as fuck. It's like, yo, that movie corny, dog. Like, if you make some good movies, people will watch them. That's another thing about the Oscars, right? You know, we ain't making no good movies, man. We out here making bullshit. Haunted House 1 and 2, 50 Shades of Black, bullshit. And you wonder why nobody don't want to go pay no money to see that shit? It's garbage. You think because you black, we supposed to go see it? Oh, I'm black, support me. No, that's garbage. Try harder. You know what I'm saying? Do a better fucking job. That shit is whack. Just like I was telling people, I didn't think Creed or fucking Straight Outta Compton should have got an Oscar. I mean, the movies weren't bad, but were they Oscar worthy? I don't think so. Were they award-winning movies? No. When Creed and Straight Outta Compton was over, I wasn't sitting there like, oh my God, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen, or this is the best movie I've seen this year. I didn't feel like that. So I can understand why they didn't get nominated. And Sylvester Stallone, I knew he wasn't going to win no Oscar. I was like, for what? What did he do? What the fuck did he do? I wasn't sitting there watching Sylvester Stallone like, yo, he is killing this role in Creed. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? This ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't no fucking Oscar-worthy performance. You know what I'm saying? So, they was good movies, but I don't think nobody should have won. All right, Michael B. Jordan should not have got nominated for the fucking Oscar. No. I'm sorry. There was he had a couple of fumbles in Creed where they should have yelled cut and shot that shit over. You know what I'm saying? Like the part when he first went and like tried to invite the girl out on a date, when he went to her house and shit and tried to invite her out and he was about to walk away. Yo, that acting during that part was terrible, dog. That was bad. They should have been like, cut, do it over, do it again. He just looked like he was like ready to fuck up or something. Like it wasn't good. Nah, Michael B. Jordan should not have been nominated for a goddamn Oscar. Absolutely, not for Creed. Not for Creed. No. He did a good job. It was a good movie. I liked the movie, but it was not award winning in my opinion. It just wasn't. So, thinking of, speaking of the Oscars, I did go and get two movies that were at the Oscars that I really didn't know nothing about, which was Spotlight and Room. Now, Room, the actress in Room, she won Actress of the Year. So I wanted to check out Room and see what it was all about, and I checked out the synopsis of the movie, and it seems very interesting. So I got Room. I'm going to watch that, and also Spotlight. Spotlight had won, Movie of the Year, Picture of the Year. So I definitely got that. I checked out the synopsis of the movie, and I think that looks pretty interesting too. So I'm gonna check them joints out. I think Creed was a good movie, and I think Straight Outta Compton was a good movie, but I don't think they were award winning. You know what I mean? I don't think it was award winning. So now I think next year what they're gonna do with the Oscars is they're gonna nominate some black people, and then they're not gonna win. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. We'll see what this year produces. And we'll see if black people deserve to, a black actor or actress deserves to win. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them people where I don't care if you're black, and if your performance wasn't good enough, then it just wasn't good enough. You know what I'm saying? Now, I didn't see Beast of No Nation and all of that shit, so I don't know if, what's his name? I know his name, but I don't want to fuck it up because he got a weird name. The black guy that played in Beast of No Nation, y'all know who he is. You know what I'm saying? Stringer Bell from The Wire. Idris Aldra. I can't ever get that dude's name right. But I like him as an actor. He's very good. But I didn't see Beast of No Nation, so, oh my God, don't even talk about Mad Max. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to keep it real with y'all. Mad Max, I fell asleep on that bullshit. I thought Mad Max was garbage. Yo, first of all, it wasn't even about Mad Max. It was really about Charlize Theron. I mean, it should have been called, Mad Max, Charlize Theron saga or some shit. I thought that movie was not, I don't understand the hype behind that movie. That movie is definitely the most overrated movie of 2015. Mad Max, I fell asleep on that garbage. It was garbage. I did not like Mad Max, dog. I did not like Mad Max. I don't see what the fuck do y'all see in that movie. First of all, it wasn't even about Mad Max. He was a supporting actor. You know what I mean? It was about Charlize Theron character. I forget the name of her character because I fell asleep on that shit. That's come on, you got cut it out. Yo, I'm cool. Yo, I fell asleep because that shit was boring. You know what I'm saying? It was boring, man. I woke up, I seen the credits rolling. That shit was boring, dog. Yo, don't tell me I don't know nothing about film. Motherfucker, I didn't like Mad Max. Fuck is you talking about? So I don't know. It's my opinion. Don't sit here and try to argue my opinion and tell you what I don't know. I've been watching movies probably before you was born. I didn't like Mad Max. That's, point blank. I don't see the hype around it. It ain't like it was this wonderful story. Only thing y'all like is the fucking action scenes. I'm looking at the movie overall. The story and all of that shit. Was the action good? Well, yeah. When is action not good? They used a lot of practical effects. That's always great. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was cool. But the story and everything else was whack to me. Sorry. It wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. Yes, I did watch the Raid movies. I saw both of them. And those movies got some of the best fight scenes you have ever seen in a fucking movie. Story is the story is whatever, but you don't watch the Raid movies for the story, right? At least that's what I was told. But the fight scenes, amazing. Fucking amazing. Nah, I haven't seen Making a Murderer yet. I heard about it, and I definitely want to see that. Yes, just like this guy said, Professor X615, the original Mad Max movies were better. Okay, Mad Max was an action film, but that doesn't mean it don't have to have a good story. Like, what the hell that means? Like, oh, it's an action film. You shouldn't worry about the story. Did you like the action? Well, that's all that counts. No, motherfucker, I want the whole total package. The total package. My most anticipated movie this year. I really don't have one right now, man. I mean, of course, there's a gang of movies I want to see. Batman, Superman. I want to see the Independence Day sequel. I want to see how that turns out. I want to see 10 Cloverfield Lane. I'm going to go see that. Don't that come out like in a week or something like that? So I'm going to go see that. Of course, I want to see Captain America this year. So, yeah. No, I haven't seen The Hateful Eight. I'm definitely waiting. To see that. But I want to see it, though. I want to see The Hateful Eight. I'm not really hyped for Suicide Squad. First of all, I don't know much about the background of Suicide Squad. But, judging by the trailers and shit like that, I'm really not it really hasn't really sparked my interest like that. And of course, the way the Joker looks... it's just any Joker after Heath Ledger, I just don't think gonna work. That fucking Joker was so amazing. I don't think it's gonna work, man. I really don't. How do you feel about Spider-Man in Civil War? I feel great about it. I hope he's actually in it. I mean, I heard he's supposed to be in it, but we don't really know 100%, or has it been confirmed? But I think like Spider-Man and Ant-Man is supposed to be in Civil War. So, yeah, I definitely want to see that. I mean, if you look at the Easter egg, or whatever you want to call it, at the end of Ant-Man, then yeah, Ant-Man is probably going to be in Civil War, most likely. So, yeah, I definitely want to see that. Yeah, fucking Heath Ledger raised the bar. Like, yo, did Heath Ledger win an Oscar for that Joker? If Heath Ledger did not win an Oscar for the Joker, then that is fucking criminal. Yo, that is criminal, man. Heath Ledger's Joker was amazing. Oh, man. Amazing. Amazing. Dark Knight is one of my favorite superhero movies of all time because of that fucking Joker. Shit was crazy. Deadpool was cool but overrated. I love Deadpool, man. Deadpool, you know what? Deadpool was great. The one thing I'm looking forward to in the sequel now is that we ain't got to worry about the origin story, right? He could just go, just do his thing. I think Deadpool was a great movie. I really don't think it was overrated, man. I think it was great. I think it was a good-ass movie. The only thing I didn't like about Deadpool was Colossus. I thought, because, Colossus can change between his human form and that metal form. So I just didn't like that he was always in that metal form. I would have liked to see him change and all of that type of shit. But other than that, I like Deadpool. It was fucking hilarious. I love that it was rated R. You know what I'm saying? That's my favorite type of movies. I like anything I do, I like to be adult oriented. You know what I'm saying? So anything that I do, I like it to be circled around adults. Adults. You know what I'm saying? So I love that it was rated R. I loved all the violence, the gore. Loved it. Deadpool was pretty fucking good. The only thing I'm happy about with the Deadpool sequel is we ain't got to worry about the origin story. So I'm ready to just be able to just enjoy the movie and not worry about all that. But I thought Deadpool was fucking hilarious. Especially the part on Deadpool. Well, I ain't going to say that because I don't know if everybody's seen Deadpool, but Deadpool was fucking hilarious. Jared Leto was a great actor. Give him a chance to prove himself as the Joker. I ain't got no choice but to give him a chance. But I want to see what he does. I want to see what he does. All eyes is definitely on that motherfucking Joker. Because after Heath Ledger, god damn, I don't know if that could be topped. But I would love to see if he do. Oh yeah, X-Men Apocalypse. Of course, I definitely want to see that. I'm not a big fan of the way Apocalypse look, but I'm gonna have to put that to the side, man. I definitely want to see that movie though, man. It looks pretty decent. It looks pretty fucking decent. Definitely. Yeah, I think if Spider-Man gonna be in it, they want to keep that like a secret. I don't think they're gonna show that in any of the trailers and everything. They want to keep that more as a surprise. Because come on, man, you sitting there watching Civil War and then fucking Spider-Man just pop into the frame. You're gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I mean? You're gonna be hype as shit. Imagine during the Avengers when they were in New York, if Spider-Man would have just popped up like he should have. Like, where the fuck was Spider-Man? You know what I'm saying? The fucking movie theater would have erupted if we would have saw Spider-Man pop up in that shit. I would definitely love to see Spider-Man. No, I did not see The Witch. But I will. Definitely. Oh, Heath Ledger did not win a fucking Oscar for that. Wow. Did he even get nominated that year? Like, come on. How the fuck? I also want to see the Turtles, too. I definitely want to see the Turtles. See what that's going to do. Yes, I'm going to see the new Captain America. Absolutely. Shit, Captain America Winter Soldier was fucking great. I don't watch anime movies no more. I was big into anime movies back in the early to mid 90s, but I don't watch anime like I used to, man. I used to have around like 30 to 40 anime movies on VHS. I was in the anime heavy. If I could be a superhero, who would I be? Shit, I'd probably be somebody like Superman. Shit. Superman can do everything. I probably would be Superman. Hold on, Heath Ledger did win the Oscar? Oh, he won Best Supporting Actor. Oh, okay. Oh, all right, yeah, well, definitely. He definitely should have won that shit. Ben Affleck is going to do a good job. I don't know. We'll see, man. I mean, I like Ben Affleck. He pretty good as an actor. I mean, he got a couple of movies I really like. I think he gonna do good. Yeah, I heard about 999 and shit. I heard about it. I heard about 999. I don't know how good it is. Yeah, I definitely heard about 999 though. But yeah, I'm about to get up out of here though. It was nice talking to y'all. It was fun. It was fun, but I'm about to go ahead and get up out of here and fall back. So make sure y'all go check out my last 2 videos. I played the Gamer 2323 and Street Fighter 5. Basically, he got the brakes beat off of him. But definitely go check it out. You got commentary from both of us. We was in a party, so you can definitely hear the chatter between us. We also had a discussion at the end after I got finished beating his ass. We had a little therapy session. But yeah, go check it out, man. But I'm about to get up out of here. Oh man, sometimes white people try to use the stereotypes against us and make us look like we're animals. Yo, yeah, man, that's definitely got some facts to it. But I'm about to get up out of here, man. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. If you would be so kind to go ahead and share the video, hit the like button, you know, do all that good shit. Come back, leave a comment or something like that. But I'm gonna go and get up out of here, man. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I'm Hard8. Peace!